Let's learn some interesting facts about the beautiful African Paradise Flycatcher, Paradise Flycatcher. The male is larger than the female and has a beautiful long tail. He has thick blue eye wattles which touch the blue gape and beak. The female looks similar to the male, but she has smaller, duller blue eye wattles and gape. The eye wattle does not touch the gape, as in the male, and her tail is shorter. The juvenile lacks the blue eye wattle and beak of the adults. They are found in riparian woodland, dense woodland, forests, and well-wooded gardens. Most of this footage is from my thick wooded garden. This is their distribution in southern Africa in summer. They are intra-African breeding migrants, and they arrive in the sub-region in about September or October, and they leave in about March-April. They eat insects, spiders, and even small berries. And this is the male's beautiful song in my garden. African paradise flycatchers are usually monogamous, but polygamy is also suspected in some cases. Both the male and the female build the nest. Although the female does most of the nest building, the male helps too and is often there for support or to sound the alarm when danger is approaching. Here he is guarding the newly started nest until the female arrives. And here she can be seen building the first stage of her nest, which is a crude platform of thin twigs twisted and bound with white spider web. And the moment she flies off, he is on the nest guarding it again. The completed nest is a very small, neat cup that is usually decorated with lichen and green moss to help it blend into the environment. The inside of the nest is perfectly round, having been shaped by the bird using its upper breast and feet in a circular movement. Some nests have a hanging tail made of spider silk and dried leaves. And look how neatly wrapped this one is with white spider silk. These nests can take up to 9 days to complete. The incubation of the eggs is done by both the male and the female during the day. Here's the male with his long tail is having his turn. And the female is leaving her post briefly to go and find food. Now let's talk about feeding the chicks. The eggs normally hatch on the same day, and the female removes the eggshells and she throws them far away. When the male gives the alarm call, the chicks quickly duck back into their nest. The The newly hatched chicks are blind and naked and are brooded by both parents for the first few days. Nest hygiene is always important, so when the adult feeds the chicks, it usually waits a bit in case there is a fecal sac to remove. The female will dispose of this fecal sac far from the nest so as not to leave any scent of the chicks. A wide variety of food is given to the chicks from hatching, like bees, gnats, butterflies, moths, dragonflies, and flies, etc. I went back to check on the chicks on a sweltering hot 38 degrees Celsius day. I found them standing on the rim of the nest, panting in the heat. The male was giving the warning call, but they were ignoring him. And I went back later that afternoon and found that 2 chicks had fledged, and this third, smaller one was on the branch next to its nest. I found the first 2 about 4 meters from their nest in some thick leaves, and the male was guarding them very carefully. They seem a bit too young to have fledged, but I guess that intense heat drove them out of their nest a bit earlier than usual. The family groups stay together after the chicks have fledged, even though the chicks can find their own food. And although this chick is quite old and can find its own food, an adult still comes to feed it. The parents still continue to feed them for about 3 weeks. And let's talk about aggression towards intruders. These teeny little birds can be very aggressive when danger is near, like these that have dive-bombed the southern fiscal. And this domestic cat. And this red-chested cuckoo, which sometimes lays its eggs in the paradise flycatcher's nest. And these tiny little paradise flycatchers even take on large birds like spotted eagle owls if they get too close to their nest. Did you know not all males have long tails? Here is a short-tailed male doing incubation duty in my garden.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and post any comments you have down below.